Isis, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. See that word, core? Core of our problem? The core of our problem is I don't see an end to their lies. We don't see an end to their lies. You know what that is? That's a serpent. That's what that is. That's a serpent. And look, it even tells you right above it, it's evil. See, E-V-I-L. Evil lives. And I don't see an end to their tricks, to their lies. I don't see it. And nor should you. I'm going to point something out here. This is the same thing as what I pointed out about Michael Jordan and his father and Oprah Winfrey. He's on national television. And Oprah Winfrey asks Michael Jordan a serious question about his father's death. And if you pay attention, the reaction that Jordan's reaction, Michael Jordan I'm talking about, his reaction, he starts to smile and almost laugh. Look at the video. I got it. Go back. Go check it out if it hasn't been taken off. And what you see, if you listen really carefully, if you turn up your volume, you're going to hear Oprah Winfrey in the background coaching or saying something to Mike, like almost whispering, like be aware. I think she's telling him not to smile. Don't smile when I talk about your father's death. And you know why that happens? Because they're actors. Bad actors at that. Oprah Winfrey's a good actor. Michael Jordan, bad actor. And it's not in line. It just doesn't make sense. They say don't judge a book by its cover. You can judge a book by its cover. It must have been the devil or someone. I don't know. I don't want to say. It had to be someone satanic who said you can't judge a book by its cover. You actually can. It's called the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 senses. You know, those senses that you know nothing about. You can. We're psychic. We're all psychic. But I can't prove that to you. You know, understand what I mean by psychic, and this can be proven. I prove it to you right now how we're all psychic. The same way a cell phone gets a signal. It gets a signal through the air, right? Magnetic, I don't know, however you want to call it, a magnetic wave to make your phone light up because someone on the other end is calling you. Someone somewhere else on this planet. And so that's an invisible signal that makes your phone light up, right? Make your phone ring. Well, we got it too. You know, if you ever shocked yourself when you touched the doorknob and you see that spark, or if you ever get up off your bed and you see all the little lightning, little sparks, that's electricity. That's how signals are passed. That's how information goes through that. And we have it. It's within us to do that, and we're a part of this electricity, and we're actually passing information to it, but we don't realize it. So when you sense something, it's even though it sounds cliche, it's a psychic ability. It's not a phenomena of magic or Satanism or anything like that. It's something that we all have within us. And again, if you could understand my comparison of what a phone does, we do the same thing. You shocked another human being just by touching them. Spark, we've all done it. Even though there's no metal there, somehow electricity just pink, and you could feel it. We've all gone through it one time or another. So that's how information is passed, through that energy that you saw spark out of your fingers or on your bed when you're laying down. That's energy. If some way we could learn how to control it, which we've been taught how not to, thanks to Henry Graham Bell way back in like the 1800s, Helen Blavatsky, which mind you, everyone says her book's satanic, which is nonsense. That's how I learned how to heal myself. And I learned a lot of other things from it. But in The Secret Doctrine, Helen Blavatsky writes to Henry Graham Bell telling him that this is the wrong way to teach the human race how to communicate through a piece of metal and a wire. She didn't agree with this. She was pointing out that we have psychic abilities, that we have to learn how to enhance this so we could talk like this. And obviously, you know, it must have been like some kind of a bidding way back then, because they either went through the Tesla way or they just went through the electricity way, the GE Bell way. And someone said, no more electricity for free, let them pay. You know, soon we're going to be paying for air, by the way. We're going to be paying for air tax. Watch, it's coming. Absurdities. So, anyway, you can judge a book by its cover, and not just through feeling. You could just see through a person's actions. Does it make sense that someone should go through seeing nearly 600 deaths and having a smiling face? Okay, it may be possible. I'm not going to say it's not. Some people can hold their own, but you know, just it's just not logical. And maybe I'm wrong, and I could be dead wrong. And I you know what? I'd like to hope that I am, because this terrible lie that they just keep, it's such a manipulation. Like, I can't fathom what is it that besides really putting in my mind that they want your soul. It's not about physical. They want this. It's something about your soul, your spirit. That's what they want. It's nothing physical. They've got all the power they need. They got all the power. They could still just raise the prices. People will still pay. So what is it? What is it that they're looking for? What is it they're getting at? What is this for? And mind you, I've been paying attention to something. Somebody said something a few years back that, you know, they don't go through you know, if they're trying to, you know, if Jesus wasn't real, the idea, the story, any of it, you wouldn't hear so much about something that did not happen. Something clearly happened. I feel like I figured out some of the story. I put in one of my videos about him really dying at 120 years old in Kashmir, and that he was a man, but he was a special man. There was something special about him. All right, call it magic, call it God's son, call it whatever you want. He was able to manipulate, and his energy, whatever he left, whatever his body left, is still giving off energy. It's still giving off some type of, I don't know what, that you can feel when you're there. And this is in Kashmir, India. And I spent 2 years there. I went there. It's incredible. Anyway, why I'm saying that is because I've been watching some movies lately, and I notice how much everybody says Jesus Christ after something happens or someone surprises them. Everything's Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Like, you know what I mean? Using his name in vain, even though Jesus is not his name. We're just pronouncing it wrong. But you know what I mean. So I watched about 3 movies or 4 movies, and it seemed like every other word somebody was saying, Jesus Christ, Christ Almighty, oh my, Jesus, and even Jesus effing Christ. That's, I mean, I noticed the pattern in it, that they say it right. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it like that, actually. I just trust me. And I'm sure many of you realize that. You know, that's a desensitizing, by the way. That desensitized. The more you use it, the more you realize, it doesn't really, but maybe it does. But I'm not going to get into that, because that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm about to show you is a good example of just, you can judge a book by its cover, because both of them are lying, and they're both sitting there just, and mind you, it was High Impact that pointed this video out. I wanted to show his video, but he did too much critiquing. I don't want anyone to say I'm biting off of him. I'm doing my own. But he pointed this video out, and I had to go check it out for myself. And this is the raw video itself from you know who CNN doing their evil. Oh, I know people think I'm nuts, but hey, we'll see. When it's time for us to bend over and take that shot, how many of you are gonna do it? How many are you gonna take it? I'm standing firm, and I'm sure I'm gonna fight, but I'm gonna show you something that I'm gonna wonder if you're really gonna. Anyway, check this out. Check this out.
The worst place in the country for coronavirus this morning is South Dakota. It's experiencing record cases, deaths, and hospital levels.
Oh, yeah?
The positivity rate there is the highest in the nation at almost 60%. The state has taken a hands-off approach to public health protocols recommended by the CDC. Back in July, President Trump hosted an Independence Day celebration, as you can see on your screen. This was in a packed amphitheater at Mount Rushmore.
No mask.
Nearly 500,000 bikers flooded into the town of Sturgis for an annual motorcycle rally. South Dakota's Republican governor...
This was over the summertime.
...supported both events and refuses to issue public safety directives, such as wearing masks. Here's what she said a couple of weeks ago at a Trump rally.
The only reason you know who I am today is because the liberals have been busy kicking me in the head for all the decisions I've made for my people. And
notice that in the background, some people got masks, some people don't. See that? That means she leaves it up to the people. She leaves it up to them. If you want it, no problem. If you don't want it, no problem. But look how close everyone's standing. They clearly know 6 feet's going on here, right? But she's being put down right now because she's a this guy supporter, right? They're all friends. Don't get me wrong. They're all friends. But look at the game. Look at the game and check. You tell me.
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Let me tell you, my people are happy. They're happy
That's
because
right.
they're free.
Look at her.
We invited Governor Noem to join us this morning, but she declined. But here to describe what she's seeing on the front.
And by the way, I won't cut it off anymore, but you know, did you see her smirk? You know, they're not, as news reporters, journalists, they're not supposed to be taking sides. They're supposed to be neutral, you know. They're not supposed to be showing any kind of characteristic of dislike or yo, this is a movie set now. This has nothing to do with being moral and telling people the truth. This has everything to do with misleading you. Everything. It's if the moral integrity was there, it's been gone a long time ago. Maybe died in the 60s. Well, I don't know, maybe died in the 50s or 60s if it ever really was there to begin with. But these people ain't moral. These are demons right here. Demons. You hear? Here, watch this.
Lines in South Dakota is Jody Doring. She's a registered nurse who has called the coronavirus crisis in her state, quote, a horror movie that never ends. Nurse Doring, thank you so much for being here. When I read some of your tweets, my jaw dropped. You said that even now, that
what's so funny?
Is being overrun with COVID patients. They come in, they're horribly ill, they're gasping for breath, and yet they don't believe they have COVID.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing to watch is that people are still looking for something else and they want a magic answer and they don't want to believe that COVID is real. And the reason I tweeted what I did is it wasn't one particular patient, it's just a culmination of so many people. And their last dying words are, this can't be happening, it's not real. And when they should be spending time FaceTiming their families, they're filled with anger and hatred, and it just made me really sad the other night. And I just can't believe that those are going to be their last thoughts and words.
Anger and hatred towards you?
I think it's just a belief that it's not real, and nursing happens to be on the receiving end of that. And that's okay. We can take that. That's what you're there for. It's just in the bigger picture when you try to reason with people of, can I call your family, your kids, your wife, your friend, your brother? And they say no because I'm going to be fine. And you're watching their oxygen levels, maxed out on what we call vapotherm. at 100% and their oxygen level might be 75. That's not really that compatible with life, and we know where that's going to head. And it just makes you sad and mad
Yeah.
and frustrated. And then you know that
Which
you're
you
just
show
gonna
none
come
of.
back and do it all over again. And so yeah, that's kind of where that stemmed from.
How could it not make your own head explode?
Yeah.
They're gasping for breath.
Yeah.
Their
What's so
oxygen
funny?
levels are dropping. What do they
See
think
that?
is wrong with them?
You know, I think people look for.
See, understand what I'm pointing out. That's a glitch in my world. When you see a person who she's gonna, if you go back and watch this video, here's the title. Watch the whole video. They say that she says that 600 and some odd people have died in her town. Mind you, her town's population is like 675. So she's saying there's only like 50 people left in her town. Does that look like a person that's lost 600 and some odd people to deaths? That's what she's going to explain in a moment. I'm not going to play it all. If you want to go see it, go check it out for yourself. If you want to believe it, that's cool. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But I could be right also. I could be right. You see, this is what this is leading to. Let me show you something. Check this out. Check this out.
Surveys carried out by worldwide.
Check out. This is this guy right here, High Impact. He pointed out that video that I was just showing you right now yesterday. And check out what he had at the beginning of his video. He had this at the beginning of his video. Just check this out. Watch.
Operation Warp Speed. What we're doing to make sure that that we are ready at this level after working these details for the last 6 months, as I've told the team, 2 things we must have. One, upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. I think this is incredibly important. Fair and equitable distribution of the vaccine throughout the country simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
There is no haves and have-nots.
There is no.
It is an equitable distribution, and we are driving hard to make sure that that happens. Let that.
Yeah, let that be what? Yeah, you gotta watch this, guys. This guy. He'll have you laughing like I don't know what, man. That's his video. I take no credit for it. He is the one who led me to the video that I saw earlier, and I critiqued it my own way. But I had to point out something that he wasn't pointing out. Anyway, not taking credit, just showing you that this is where it came from. You see what they're doing, right? That's not a joke. That's the second video I've seen. I didn't catch the first one, but that's the second one that was shown. Was of a general. How do you say it? Saying that how it's going to be dispersed and where and when. If you pay attention to how forceful he is, they're serious. They're going to force it. The army is going to force it on you. So, okay. I mean, hey, some of you believe. That's fair. If I don't believe, I'm going to pay the price. I'm already paying the price, but I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. There's nothing to say. They're going full force. And what's going to stop this? I think we need a miracle. We need something phenomenal. Something. I don't see what's going to stop this. And I don't blame some of you who have houses and cars and great jobs. I don't blame you guys. I'm not putting you down. I get it. I just feel sorry for you. You're gonna have to bend over. That's all there is to it. You're gonna have to bend over. And they're going to have to force me. And if they force me, I'm going to turn into something else. That's a fact. I'm going to turn into something else. If they force some shit up in me that I don't want, I'm going to turn into something else afterwards. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. And I pray that many of you do too afterwards, if you're forced to do something you don't want to do. I can't go knock on my neighbor's door and tell him to eat this rice I just made. I can't do that. I can't tell him what to wear, what not to wear. I can't make it any more clear that Daffy Duck syndrome does not float in the air for 12 hours or stay on someone's clothes. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. Start eating some greens as much as you can. That's not going to help too much if what's coming is coming. You better start getting healthy and stop eating, drinking milk. Stop eating meat. All of it causes mucus. Stop it. Don't eat the fish. The fish ain't no good. Don't eat the tuna. It ain't no good, but we may be forced to eat it soon. I don't know what to say anymore. It's coming. There's been 7, 8, 9 months of this. It's coming. So I'm going to show them something. There's going to be a part 2 to this because I found and I made sense out of something that I just thought it had to do with the movie 12 Monkeys. And germs and viruses also. Germs is something I didn't think of before until I saw the 12 Monkeys movie, and what Brad Pitt was saying was very interesting. I mean, if you haven't realized by now that they mix truth into these movies, you better figure it out, because if you go back a few months, I already portrayed a video of some movie with what's the guy who played in the Matrix, Morpheus. I don't know his real name. I forgot his name, but he was in a movie called Contagion, I think, or something like that. And the very guy in the movie, the news commentator in the movie, is a real news commentator, I think, on Fox or something like that. And he's saying in the movie to Morpheus, or whatever his name is, that people have to stay 6 feet apart, and that there's a Daffy Duck syndrome in the air. It's the exact same thing. Go check out my old video and you'll see it. That was 7, 8 months ago. And here we are. So in the movie 12 Monkeys, stay tuned, part 2 of this video. I'm going to show something, and you're just going to have to open your minds and I don't know, just clear away what you think you know is being right. Because what you know is being right is dead wrong. And I've been shown all the way since 9/11, since even before that technically, how wrong the things we're doing are. So stay tuned, part 2.